Hey everybody, welcome back. These are some people that got caught cheating on vacation. What's that saying? If it's a different zip code, then it's not cheating? Yeah, that's wrong. You're done. You're done.
Get ready with me while I tell you how I found out my ex cheated on me. All right, I'm gonna try and do this as fast as I can because I only have 3 minutes. But basically, my boyfriend at the time and I went to Hawaii for vacation. Just to preface, at the time when we went to Hawaii, we had only been dating for, I want to say, like 4 months or so, which still does not condone cheating. No. So this is probably halfway through our trip. We go to a bar to like get some cocktails at the end of the night, just having a good time. It's vacation, you know, just trying to enjoy our trip. And when we were at this bar, he was sending a snap to his like group chat to his friends back in college. And this is where everything kind of went downhill. He was sending a snap to his friends, and in the video, he's like recording the drinks and me saying like, oh, I'm in Hawaii having drinks with this hot chick. He sends the snap to his friends, and then one of his friends sends a snap video back. And the video that he gets back from his friend is literally his friend saying, oh, did you tell that hot chick you cheated on her? When I tell you, no. I had never seen someone swipe out of a Snapchat so fast in their life ever. So I was like, what the did he just say? And he looked at me like with confusion and also like panic in his eyes. So I pay for the drinks and I walk out of the bar and start walking back to the hotel. He's trailing behind me as we're walking to the hotel and just super quiet. So it's very apparent like
something's
it was
up.
True. Like he didn't even have to say anything at that point.
Yeah.
Finally get back to the hotel, and then we're basically talking about it, and he's just like, yeah, I did it, I'm sorry, but then tries to backtrack and make all these excuses for it. Basically was saying like, oh, like it was when we first started dating, so like I didn't know things were gonna be this serious. What? It was literally so embarrassing. I was mortified when I found out that, and I can't believe that's how I found out, but I ended up staying with him for a little bit longer. We enjoyed our trip, and I didn't even tell my friends about this until months after, so yeah, that's how I found out my boyfriend cheated on me.
I feel like when you start a new relationship, there's always like a couple months spillover where there's still like the situationships that haven't ended, that are still in the orbit. But like imagine you're stuck on vacation with someone, you just found out that they cheated, and then you like literally can't get away from them. Would you go home? Or would you enjoy the rest of your vacation and find some way to be like passive aggressively petty? I also can't believe the friend totally dropped the ball there. Like, did he just think that you wouldn't, like he saw that you were together and he thought it was a good idea to send that? But he was meddling.
I was the lawyer for the girlfriend who found out her boyfriend was cheating on her during their Hawaiian vacation and took his sunscreen, emptied it out, and filled the tube back up with regular lotion. Oh. The next day, she let him fall asleep on the beach like he always does, and he was burnt to an absolute crisp. Oh. I mean, this guy is as white as the founding father, so his skin doesn't take lightly to that tropical sun, and he ended up in the hospital with third-degree burns. Oh. Now, the girlfriend was worried about actually facing prison time, but I told her not to worry at the trial as I had stacked the jury with a bunch of divorced dads that would think she was cute. The prosecution was up there doing their thing, cross-examining witnesses, blah, 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 but my girl was sitting there winking at guys in the jury box. Stop. The jury is far enough away from my defendant that at least 3 or 4 of them think that the wink was directed at them. This puts the jury in a precarious position because they can't send her to prison if they want to go on a date with her. So the jury deliberated for about 48 minutes, and then they brought back a not guilty verdict, which made me look like a hero lawyer. And the last I heard, the defendant and juror number 7 are celebrating their first wedding anniversary with a trip to Hawaii, and she's gotten so famous on social media that she's even doing a sponsored post sponsored by a sunscreen brand.
Okay, remember what I said about just like finding a passive-aggressive way to be petty? That's so ironic that this video came up right afterward. I am not condoning this! If you're gonna do this, be prepared to go to court and be prepared to wink at some jurors. God, the legal system is so flawed. How can I hire you asking for a friend? This guy's just the petty attorney, isn't he? I don't know what's better, her getting revenge on an ex or that man on a jury can be easily swayed by a wink. Yeah, that's all it took, eh? Like, you would think that you would be watching a trial about a woman who put lotion in her boyfriend's sunscreen. It'd be kind of like a red flag right in your face. But they found her not guilty, right? Allegedly. Okay, we're gonna do this. It's a long one. Get ready. My husband is currently on a vacation with his mistress, and I'm confronting them. Hello, Reddit. Forgive me as I'm new to the online community. I just wanted to tell my story and maybe get some input. I, 37 female, accidentally found out last month my husband, 38 male, was using work trips as an excuse to sleep with his also married coworker who lives across the country. What is it with the work trips, man? Like, I don't know if I could ever trust someone going on a work trip.
Oh yeah, I gotta go on a work trip to Bora Bora.
When I say accidentally, he sent me a screenshot of Amazon purchases for our children, and included at the bottom of the photo was a delivery to this woman. So yes, the worried wife in me checked his search history and email. It was all right there. I learned his November trip was a romantic getaway, but his current one is luxurious. A spa resort complete with couples massages, couples cooking classes, and monogrammed bathrobes from Etsy. Buddy, why can't you do that for your real wife? He mailed her a box of gifts a few days ago for Christmas. How sweet. He purchases sexy lingerie, he sent her money on Venmo, and even started planning a January trip to Vegas. I was furious when I learned all this, but I kept my composure. Pretty girls don't get mad. They file lawsuits, honey.
We move in the shadows.
My plan. He left this morning for his work trip. But before he left, I gathered all evidence of his affair. Good girl, I like you. I spent 4 weeks collecting emails, credit card statements, reservations, and confirmations. I wrote him a 10-page letter, put it in an envelope, and taped it inside the lining of his suitcase. I plan on sending a group text to him and his mistress right after check-in, telling them to enjoy their trip. I will also inform him that a letter is in his suitcase and that I want a divorce. I wrote a special section just for her, and I want to make sure she sees it, so I will be emailing her the letter as well. What kind of dumb leaves all of this information just on his email, in his computer? When will you learn that all women are actually private investigators, okay? If you are up to something, we will find out. He's currently in the air. My group text goes out this evening. Stay tuned. Update. His flight landed 1.5 hours ago. He told me he would text me when he landed and has yet to do so. I have texted him twice. They were delivered, but not read. I checked our phone records and he texted both me and her during his layover. His email shows no Uber receipt from his final destination airport to his hotel. She must have picked him up. Something I probably should have clarified in my original post. She lives in the state he's visiting, so he flew alone. I will be sending a group text to both him and his mistress in 2 hours, as that will be 4 p.m. their time, and check in. Sent pictures of our children and he did not respond. FYI, he's in the middle of the desert. My texts are going through green, which puts a monkey wrench in my plan for a group text to him and his mistress. Need suggestions. Should I call the hotel? Connect right to their room? I worked so hard for this, it has to be done tonight. Help! I don't know, man. Texts going through green don't always mean he doesn't have service. Thank you to everyone standing by and waiting. My best friend has come over to help me through this. It seems my texts are going through green, undelivered, but when my friend tried, it is blue and delivered. He blocked me. I guess that helps his guilt. Wow. Does that make you feel better? To not have to suffer the consequences of your actions? Something tells me that blocking this woman will not help. I think you're probably gonna suffer some consequences. The plan is now to call the hotel. We will wait a few minutes after check-in to make the call very soon. Please stand by. Like most of you predicted, he does not care. He has zero answers for my questions, because maybe he was already thinking about leaving anyway. I hate to say it, but I know it sucks, but clearly if he has the balls to do this to his wife, that was the most hurtful part, but guess what? I have all the emotional and economic support, so I'm not mad. Every question I asked, he had no response because his mistress was sitting there. I just don't understand how you could be with a man that does this to his wife. Guess what, honey? You're gonna lose him the exact way that you found him. I suspect when he's home alone with me, his answers will be different. Oh, for sure, yeah, because then he can't lie to both of you at the same time. He's probably like, oh, she's crazy, I was gonna leave her anyway. And then to you, he'll be like,
oh, she never meant anything to me. You're the only woman I'll ever love.
Shut up. I've made sure he will not emotionally and financially me because I've secured support from family and friends. He can go F himself. Update number 5, called his hotel room, talked to his mistress, and finally lost my He ended up calling me a few minutes later and had zero empathy. Well, yeah, because you ruined his little fantasy of having 2 wives. I'm shocked, but I'm not. He said a divorce was in order and fought me on nothing. I expected him to be sad. He was not, but that's okay. I started packing up his stuff. I have some great friends who helped me put everything in the garage. Good riddance? I guess so. Something tells me he might change his tune once he realizes that you're probably gonna take half of everything he owns. Something I should have mentioned earlier, the house is in my name only. Oh, the audacity of this man. Wait, so that's your house? He had no credit when we first started looking, so everything is in my maiden name and purchased by me. Wow. Health insurance, car insurance, cell phones, utilities are all in my name. Buddy's really dumb. He got a little too big for his britches, if you know what I'm saying. Like, how can you do this to a woman that literally created a life for you? The only thing in his name is on his car. I think he realizes that could all come back to bite him. Yeah. Probably. I don't want a messy divorce. I'm willing to listen to his demands and try to meet in the middle as on many things as possible. He obviously doesn't care anymore, so I'm gonna do my best to not care and treat this like a business deal. We had our first mediation appointment via Zoom yesterday. It was very amicable, but only because I don't want to fight and I just want this to be over. He apparently wants nothing. Well, good, because he was gonna get nothing, so sorry, I'm petty. Not the house, not the furniture, not what he's entitled to of my pension. He just wants it to be done as well. As I've been packing up things in the house to declutter, I've been offering him things, but he wants nothing. I suspect that the moment our marriage is dissolved, he will be packing up his collectibles and clothing and driving across the country to live with her. Good, she can have him, babe! She can have him! Your dirty laundry! I guess I should be okay with that, as I don't want to be married to him anymore. It just kills me that he will be moving in with her and helping raise her 2 children while mine are fatherless. Oh yeah, that's not easy, babe. Would you rather be with a man who's not with you fully and is actually just with somebody else romantically and emotionally? That's worse, in my opinion. He's gone. My soon-to-be ex left yesterday morning to visit her. I told him to go. I didn't want to spend New Year's Eve with him and our COVID circle friends who we celebrate. They had zero interest in seeing him. He booked a flight 30 minutes after I told him to go. My only stipulation is that he's back for this weekend, as it's my birthday and I really need a day to myself. I've watched the kids for 3 weekends now while he went to see his mistress. I thought I at least deserved my birthday to relax. He texted me while he was boarding that he won't be home for my birthday. Well then, I don't know why you have expectations of this man, girl. He claims when he booked a return for the evening of my birthday. When he tried to change it, he was put on standby. It would cost $1,000 to change. And chances are he probably needs the money now. The excuses kept coming. He apparently does not realize I have access to the internet as well, and flights are less than $300 with the airline he flew. I told him this and he said those flights weren't there when he booked. Lies. Why are we expecting this person to be honest? I don't know why we expect anything from this man anymore. Honestly, it's much easier to rely on yourself than it is to rely on other people, especially people that have shown that they can't be reliable. Sounds like you're probably gonna need to get some child support from him, babes. What did we learn from this, guys? Beware of the work trips.
I'm going on a work trip. A work trip.
Let's see what Oscar's doing.
Yeah, no, I like that arch. Go ahead and wiggle your toes. Wiggle them. Yeah, show that.
What is going on here?
Yeah, that's the money shot.
What?
There you go.
That's not the money shot. That is not the money shot.
What are you doing? Who is this?
I thought, Danielle. She's doing the thing for my feet finder, babe. It's serious now. Go back to the spot. Weren't you in the spot?
Why are you doing this? First of all, why? Did you hire her?
It's for feet finder, babe.
Oscar,
It's serious.
are you serious right now?
It's serious.
Did you pay her?
The feet are paid actors. I was wondering what the hell this kind of pose was. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. What the hell is that? To be fair, I prefer my feet photos with a tropical vacation backdrop, so just throwing that out there. I get what he's doing. I would support him, honestly. He looks like he has lovely feet. Help him achieve his dream. If girls can do it, guys can do it too. Subscribe.